we're going to do today to celebrate 10,000 subscriptions on the Guitaristas YouTube channel is we're going to revisit all of the guitars that we've reviewed since June, since we started the Cool Wall, I still can't say it. And we're going to see what we think of them. Just going in the cool category. I don't think that one's very, very cool. It's a great guitar, lovely guitar. I just don't think it's very, very cool. If you disagree with Paul or me or whatever, just let us know and we'll fight it out, all right? The Bullet Mustang is super cool, isn't it? Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. You're very welcome. So we're back. Here we are again at the Cool Wall. So we did this, well, the first one of these we did back in June this year, 2021 for the record. June, I think it was, I don't know, 6th of June or something like that. We did this and it was to celebrate and commemorate our passing 1,000 subscribers on the channel, which was a big milestone. And now, 6 months on, this is going out on New Year's Eve, 31st of December 2021. Well, I'm absolutely delighted to say we've just passed 10,000 subscribers on the channel. So, again, you know, what can I say? Thank you all. Thanks for everyone for subscribing and supporting the channel. It's you know, it's been a really good year. I've really thoroughly enjoyed it. Your support's been totally overwhelming. My original target was, I thought maybe we'd get 1,000 subscribers by now. You know, it was like, oh, we'll aim for 1,000 subscribers by Christmas, and then, you know, we'll be able to, you know, start thinking about it seriously. But that happened, yeah, that happened in June, and now 10,000. Well, it's just brilliant. So, you know, thank you. And what we're going to do is try and keep it up next year, and every week post a new film. Every Friday, I aim to post at 12 noon Greenwich Mean Time, plus or minus daylight saving, whatever that is. So whatever that is in your part of the world, every Friday I aim to post a new film, which is you know, something substantial, which means long, because I talk a lot, as you well know. So every Friday, a new film. If you haven't subscribed already, please do help us get to the next milestone, whatever that is. I don't really know from here, to be honest with you. The most important thing isn't the subscribers anyway. That's just a kind of a badge of honour, really. The important thing for a YouTube channel is that you actually watch the videos that we put out. You know, I could have 1 million subscribers, but if no one watched, it would be pointless. What we're going to do today to celebrate 10,000 subscriptions on the Guitaristas YouTube channel is we're going to revisit all of the guitars that we've reviewed since June, since we started the Cool Wall, I still can't say it. We're going to revisit all of the other guitars that haven't yet been rated on our Cool Wall, and we're going to see what we think of them, okay? Let's stop talking and get stuck in. First off, what we're going to do is let's look at, yeah, this is where we carry on. The Squier Classic Vibe Esquire. Here's a clip. Just makes you want to play Sid Barrett riffs all the time. sorry about that. It's officially now in the Guitaristas collection, and I'm very proud to own this, and I'm really pleased I bought it, and I love it. It's great, and I'm going to play some more Syd Barrett, or something else. I'm not sure yet. Let's find out, eh? So yes, the Esquire. I know where that's going straight away. There you go. It's very, very cool, isn't it? No one's going to disagree with that, are they? It's very, very cool. Let's have a look at some feedback. I had some great feedback, so thanks to everyone that, you know, left a comment and suggested some changes. Ken Musto, hi Ken, how you doing, mate? He says, personally, I think the Epi Les Paul Special should be on top in the very, very cool row. It's a little P90 powerhouse. Absolutely, Ken, it is. It's a brilliant guitar. And it made me think about that. And I was sort of looking at the very cool. Look, you know what? I saw that I'd put the SG Special in the very cool alongside the Epiphone Les Paul Special in the very cool, and some others, obviously. They are very cool. But what I'm going to leave the Les Paul Special where it is, but what I'm actually going to do is move the SG up. Because a few people have sort of berated me for not having an SG in the very, very cool category, because obviously SGs are very, very, very cool. And as you know, I'm a massive fan, so yeah, we've changed that instead, Ken. Sorry, mate. Next up, Ziggy played guitar. The vintage V100M. Here it is. Lots and lots of different flavours of Les Pauls in the vintage catalogue. I chose this one because it appears to be a tribute or an unofficial signature to the late, great Mick Ronson, who you should know from his work with David Bowie, his writer, arranger, fabulous guitarist, and a great inspiration. This guitar gave me an excuse to kind of listen to some early Bowie stuff, and obviously Mick Ronson, because it's an unofficial Mick Ronson tribute guitar. It's a really cool guitar. It's well, I just said it there. It's a really cool guitar. We don't have a really cool category, but it's. I mean, it's definitely very cool. We'll pop that there, I think. Next up is this Gretsch. The Gretsch is the 226. Oh, hang on, I've actually written 22622 on the thumbnail. I've never noticed that before. I did say in this that the Gretsch numbering system is gobbledygook, quite frankly. Nobody understands it. But I do know now that this is the 2622T Streamliner with P90s. Here's a clip. there you go. It does sound fantastic. So that's the answer, really, isn't it? It does sound fantastic. I sort of was a little, you know, I was quite sceptical about the look earlier. You know, I sort of criticised it for being a bit too funked up. Yeah, it is a bit plasticky. These plasticky bits are a bit too plasticky for my initial liking. But there's no doubt it sounds great. It's definitely, you know, well, it's good fun actually. I had a lot of fun with this. I had a lot of fun with this guitar. I could sort of criticised it for being all plasticky and stuff, but and then I really had fun with it because it was so distinctive. And I said it's actually really, really cool, this guitar. So yeah, I think, yeah, it is very, very cool. It just turned out to be way better than I thought it was gonna be. So there you go. It's very, very cool. Oh, okay, a little note here, a little comment here. So, and Paul, I don't know how it's pronounced, Kowatch or Cowatch, Paul Cowatch, he said, I agree with your ratings, except I bought a Coronet last Friday, and I think it could be in the very, very cool group. I agree, Paul. Yeah, I agree. I shall move that, mate. There it is there. Oops, I have to jiggle them around a little bit. Let's do that. The old, the Epiphone Coronet can go there for sure. Yeah. If you disagree with Paul or me or whatever, just let us know and we'll fight it out, all right? Okay, all right. Well, this one here was very popular. Where's the little beauty? Here it is, hang on. So this is the Epiphone 1959 limited edition outfit, they called it, I think, that we got, and we loved it. We did a whole series on this, upgrading it and stuff. But here's the initial review. Feels like a good Les Paul. Good value, I think. Really good value. Yeah. It's got it all going on, hasn't it? Got it all going on. I'm impressed. I really am impressed. It's a great guitar, and we'll be. I keep saying we're going to be rolling this out again soon, and we're going to actually put it back to standard with the burst buckers and stuff, and do some comparisons with some of the other Les Pauls that we got here. For now, let's put it back. But the question is in how cool a Les Paul is, you know, that specific Les Paul. Yeah, I've got to go with you know, where we put the Les Paul standard 50s in round one of this. It certainly is a cool guitar. Yeah, this is going there. It's just for now. It's just going in the cool category. I don't think that one's very, very cool. It's a great guitar, lovely guitar. I just don't think it's very, very cool. Paul Townsend, yeah, he's joined in. Paul, the Mustang. He's talking about the classic vibe Mustang that we've got up on the very, very cool category. Paul says that Mustang is super cool with, I don't know, a dozen O's. Cool, super cool. Which is brilliant. Casa Tequila, however, disagree with the Squier Mustang as very, very cool. Sorry, I just cannot see it above an SG from Gibson. Okay, fair enough. And that's obviously because I put the SG standard in very cool. Well, okay, so what I've done is I've taken that on board. I'm not going to move either of those, but what we have got is another Squier Mustang, which is, well, it's this one here. It's this one here, of course, which is the Bullet Mustang. Here's a clip. Constantly surprised by the noises that come out of these affordable guitars. You know, even with my playing, they don't sound bad at all. And you'd expect them not to. You know, this is £159, and you know when people are, you know, blowing thousands of pounds on guitars, you know, for the perfect tone woods and pickups and all that, and then you can get something like this for less than the cost of a decent set of pickups, and it sounds perfectly acceptable. You know, you could gig with this guitar, absolutely no problem. You could gig with it, and you'd look like, you know, the coolest kid on the block, really, to be honest, wouldn't you? I mean, you know, we did our, you know, classic vibe Mustang, and you know, that went straight to the top of our cool. Well, I think it was the first guitar to, you know, to get the very, very cool accolade. This is no different. You know, this will go up at the top of the cool wall if we ever do it again. So that guitar is super cool. To be honest with you, I mean, just look at it. It's I mean, in fact, it's so cool that I bought another one. Here that is in graffiti yellow. I couldn't resist it. I loved it. I thought, wow, that's a cool guitar. So yeah, I mean, that's super cool, isn't it? It's a Mustang. It's got the racing stripes on it, and they're so cheap. They're like, what, 150 quid or something. So yeah, the Bullet Mustang is super cool, isn't it? Yeah. So what we've done, we've got a new category here, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever. Here we go. Let's introduce a new category for the game, for the cool wall. Super cool! Oops. Whoops. Oh, fuck no. Oh, no. And me duck's fallen down. Okay. All right. So a little edit there because obviously I knocked the flying duck on the floor and it snapped his neck. But don't worry, I've gaffer taped it back on. Nobody noticed. We'll move on quick. Okay, so let's crack on. We got the Epiphone, inspired by Gibson, ES-335, which we did a lot of work with. We did, we did a review and then some upgrades and stuff. Here's a bit of the review. Not one of those guitars that I picked up and thought, oh yeah, this feels great. I really love this. I wanted to like it more than I do. So yeah, if you've got several days to spare, check out the series, a 5-part series, where we go to town on this, with various upgrades and end up with a new wiring loom and a new set of pickups from Monty's, and we had a lot of fun and pain doing the wiring loom and stuff. And eventually we learnt some shit, but check it out if you fancy that. In the meantime, look, is it a cool guitar? Yeah, I mean, I think I think the 335's a cool guitar, but I wouldn't go any further than that personally, to be honest with you. So here we go. That's where that one's going. Obviously, as always, if you disagree, let us know in the comments, and we can, we'll have a look. However, the Epiphone Casino is up next. This is what we thought of this. So I really like this guitar. it's quite different to anything else I've currently got in the collection here. Well, obviously being a fully hollow body, it's the only one I own, and it's got quite a distinctive sound, isn't it? It's quite full-bodied. It's I suppose a bit woody, but also it's got a really nice twang to it. So yeah, really nice guitar. I love it. I love this guitar. I love it. It's still here. It's over the other side there. It's and I love the colour. And I know, you know, some people said they hated it, but I didn't. I loved it. So for that reason, I think that I must say that the Epiphone Casino is very cool. So we'll reside there in the cool wool. Next up, we got this, the Gibson Les Paul Standard 50s. We did a kind of that as a comparison with the Epiphone Les Paul Standard 50s. Here's a clip. So that's what they sound like. There's no doubt at all that this Les Paul Standard 2021 by Gibson is a fantastic guitar. We've sort of discussed earlier that, you know, in some ways it's a work of art, and it's probably the pinnacle of guitar ownership for many players out there. I say pinnacle, I know that the custom shop, you might think that the custom shop range is really the pinnacle, but to be honest, they're way beyond the reach of most people in affordability. And the Les Paul Standard at well over £2,000 is something that, you know, people will have to save up for and aim for quite a long time. So, you know, we're talking about normal people, not you know, wealthy people and dentists and lawyers and all that lot. They're not normal. The normal people are you lot out there that, you know, aren't able to go and buy guitars every month, and your purchase is important. Where you spend your money is important, and that's really why I wanted to make this film, because, as I've said earlier, the Epiphone that they're currently making, this Les Paul Standard, is a proper Les Paul. And the question is, why would you spend £2,200 on a Gibson when you can buy an Epiphone for £500? There's no question that it's a fabulous guitar. I've said that in the review. Is it cool? Of course it's cool. It's a bloody Les Paul. But that's as far as it goes for me. I don't think there's anything about that particular one that takes it any higher than... It's just cool, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. I mean, let me know what you think if you disagree. And then along came the Squier classic vibe 50s Jazzmaster. Here's the review. So let's see what happens if we engage the whammy. I haven't done it yet because I rarely, if ever, use one. So this floating bridge obviously sits in the middle, and let's try a little bit with a bit of something there. The Squier Classic Vibe Jazzmaster is such a cool guitar. Now, I know, unfortunately, the way the world is, I still haven't had opportunity to really get anybody in to debate this with here on camera for you guys. I mean, it's something we'll do, but you know what, with the old COVID and stuff, it's just safer just to get on with it on my own for the time being. However, occasionally people come in, and just recently I had a youth in, young Brandon from who works next door with Danny. He's about 25, I think. He came in because he loves offset guitars, and he played this Squier Jazzmaster loud through the AC30, and he said he couldn't believe it was a Squier. It felt so good. It's very, very cool, and that's got the rubber stamp of approval from a youth as well, not just an old git like me. So that is going up. It's going there, isn't it? It's going super cool. I mean, what can you do? I think so. You know, let me know. Let me know what you think. Okay, so Joe Bonamassa. Now, he's a divisive character, isn't he? We love him. Look, I don't know if you can see it there. The old Lazarus is there. Here's the thumbnail. Here's the clip. I don't think you should buy this as an investment. I think you should buy it to play it because it looks really cool and it sounds really cool. The fact that it's got the Bonamassa brand on the case. There's no branding on the guitar, so you wouldn't know it's a signature. It's not got his name or his logo on this at all, which I think is a really good move because it actually is just a nice guitar to add to your collection. we'll be doing another film with Lazarus soon. We're going to be doing a film comparing it with the 59 and maybe the 50s Gold Top. Just the Epiphone comparisons, because these are all quite an interesting guitars, you know, from Epiphone, and they're all great. Lazarus is great. So I'm looking forward to digging that out again and spend some more time playing it, because I haven't really had much opportunity to do that. For now, we're gonna stick that in the cool category, you know, alongside these other Les Pauls, really. For now, there you go. Okay, next up, I think it's probably one of our favourite guitars that we got in this year, because it's such a classic, such a classic guitar. Here's a clip. So pretty versatile guitar, this, I think. Fantastically distinctive guitar. I prefer the look of this than to a 335, and I think it's got a little bit more originality about it. I think I'm looking forward to actually getting into doing a proper comparison, actually, with the 335 and a Sheraton and a Casino. I think that'd be fun. Yeah, the Riviera, an original Epiphone design. Epiphone inspired by Epiphone, not Gibson. ES-335 killer. Obviously included that in the series as well, comparing that and some other hollow and semi-hollows with the 335. And we're going to be doing a part 2 of that soon. We're getting some, you know, gradually getting some more in. Yeah, the Epiphone Riviera is, for my money, and it is my money after all, very, very cool. There you go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Next up is the Epiphone SG Custom. If you're one of these people that has never tried an SG, has been maybe put off because of the you know, the tuning things you hear about, or the devil horns maybe scare you a little bit, or whatever it is. If you're not sure, you know, you could give one of these a try. I urge you to give one of these a try, because I think you might be surprised at how versatile they are and how comfortable they are. Again, what a cool guitar, and an affordable version, you know, with the Gibson custom logo, if you like, you know, in black with the gold hardware, and it's an SG, you know, and I love SGs, as you probably know. So this one is also going up. It's going up the top here in the, what should we say? Very, very cool. Let's have a quick ad break. We then did a P90 guitar, single P90 guitar roundup, which we did. We had the Coronet and the Epiphone Les Paul Jr. We've still got both of those, and then we dragged in the these two here, the Harley Benton DC60, I think this one was called, and this one here. Which I called the Vantage, much to some people's annoyance. No, oh, yeah, still a bit smelly. That's funny. Oh, it's funny how people admonished me for saying it smelled, and how stupid I was because I didn't know why it smelled like that and what it was that it smelt of. I'm only joking, guys. I mean, it's only a little bit of fun. So this is the Les Paul. Well, this is a knockoff of the Les Paul double cut, but it's you know, it's an authentic shape. The shape seems to be exactly right. So this is the Vantage brand. The first thing that strikes you about this guitar is it smells. It not in a nice way. It's got a really weird smell. You know, the Harley Benton, I mean, I'll leave it last on this little roundup because it cost £169. You don't really expect very much at all for that sort of money, but it's a great guitar to play. I mean, I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. It's a really enjoyable guitar to play, and it sounds great. And in fact, this pickup being, you know, it was a kind of a lower output, it gave it a really nice voice. So I'm gonna rate these together because they're pretty similar, you know, what they are and what they do, and price wise as well. They're not that far off each other. Although the Harley Benton prices are pretty difficult for anyone to beat, to be fair, and they make great guitars. These are both great guitars. They're great. You know, don't hesitate. Go and buy one. You know, if you fancy some brilliant, affordable fun, get one of these. You won't regret it. I guarantee that. These are both very cool. There's no doubt. There's no doubt that these are both deserving of the very cool category in the cool wall. Thank you very much. And then we compared the Epiphone Les Paul 60s standard and the Epiphone SG standard, which is, you know, based on the 60s SG. So here's a clip of that. When I'm playing these, I find the SG is much more manageable. I find the SG, you know, you can turn it up. You know, you can turn it up to find the sound you're looking for. With the Les Paul, I often find that I'm trying to turn it down, you know, to find the sound I'm looking for. It's just kind of so much more ballsier and often in an over the top way. So a Les Paul and an SG, I'm going to obviously rate these together as well because they were in the same film. Although that makes it slightly tricky because I do definitely think an SG is cooler than a Les Paul. Again, this is only my personal preference, but I'm in charge, so you know I can do what I want. You can disagree. Let me know in the comments if you disagree. What I'm going to do is, well, I can do this, I think. So what I'll do is, if I just, that can sit sort of in the middle there, I think. So you've got the SG in the very cool category and the Les Paul just in the cool category, really, because it's a Les Paul. Let me know if you disagree, though, won't you? In the comments, yeah. Don't hold back. Okay, moving on. Well, this would be divisive, won't it? Let's grab it. I'd say it would be divisive. I mean, it's the Epiphone Billie Joe signature Les Paul Jr., which is, you know, a fantastic guitar. I say divisive because there's, you know, Billie Joe is not to everyone's taste, I suppose, you know, that era of punk, if you like, not to everyone's taste. I kind of look past the Billie Joe element of this guitar because it's such a great guitar and I wanted an affordable white Les Paul Jr. and this provided it. Here's the clip. Okay, so here we are. Billie Joe Les Paul Jr. See what it sounds like. As you'd expect, unplugged. It just spanks, really, doesn't it? It's the thing I love about these slab body, wrapped tailpiece things. They're just, and of course, when you plug them in, you know, you got the real posh, you know, really lovely leopard print, not leopard skin. It's not leopard skin. It's leopard print, you know, fur lined hard case, which did arrive 2 days after the guitar, incidentally, if you didn't catch that. It is in the thumbnail. A lot of people ask, but it is, look, it's in the thumbnail there. You can see that. It's beautiful. And the guitar's fantastic, and it plays great. And I play that quite often alongside the Gibson Les Paul Jr. I got. You know, old Scratch, the black one that I got from Peach Guitars that was all scratched when I got it. Remember that? That one, I play it alongside this. And the other Epiphone Les Paul Jr., the Tobacco Burst one, and there isn't a huge difference. I know people say there must be. Well, there isn't a huge difference. So there. So this is going. This is obviously going up. Can go up here with the very cool Brigade here. There you go. Les Paul Juniors are very cool. Before we go any further, let's deal with a couple of. We've got some question mark guitars from round one to deal with. So we're talking about old Scratch, the black Les Paul Jr. I had a lot of feedback on that, basically saying, you know, I shouldn't. I mean, it's obviously it's a very cool guitar, isn't it? So we really do need to upgrade it. I think it needs to go in the it needs to go in the very, very cool, or the very cool, should I say? It needs to go in the very cool category at the very least. The Bullet Strats, the Bullet Strat and the Bullet Telecaster, and quite a lot of sort of comments about those. Well, I didn't have a lot. I had a few, to be fair. I had a few comments and people pointing out that because they're so cheap, these guitars, they're like 120 quid or something like that. Because they're so affordable and so playable, and they're putting, you know, really playable guitars in the hands of beginners and youngsters who can't necessarily afford, you know, more than, or probably can't even afford 100 quid, but, you know, they're there, and they're the sort of, you know, they're people can learn on those nowadays compared to the sort of stuff that I had to learn on, you know, back in the 1930s. It was crazy back then. You know, guitar hadn't been invented. So, you know, we had to make our own guitars to learn. Anyway, that's another film I'll make sometime. But these, so because the Squier bullets are so good for the money, they're so affordable, you know, they've got to be, they've got to be very, very cool, really, I think. I'm going to move the Squier Bullet Strat and the Squier Bullet Telly. I'm undecided. Look, they're cool. They're definitely cool. They're definitely cool. That's that. Now, moving on. Sire, Larry Carlton L7. This newfangled brand that we discovered. Here's a clip. This came from Anderton's. I'm not complaining, especially because it's not a big deal. But it arrived, I mean, it's obviously, you know, brand new because it's got the, you know, plastic on the pickup covers and, you know, there's no marks on it. But it did arrive with 5 rusty strings. Yeah, there was a string missing. It wasn't in the box. Someone's taken a string off or broken it and not replaced it. And you can see, you know, you can see when there's rust on the strings. So not sure exactly what happened, but I think it might have missed one of their QC checks. So I was a little bit cynical about this. There were a few issues that kind of set alarm bells ringing. You know, I need to take another look at the particular Les Paul, but because it's a Les Paul, well, and I think I've got unfinished business with this one, so I'm not sure. I'm really not sure about this. So give me your thoughts on the Sire Larry Carlton L7. I'm gonna stick it in the undecided for now. Oh, and while I'm here, look, we've got the Epiphone SG Mehdern that we put in the undecided, because I didn't like this guitar because I didn't think that an SG needed improving, if you like. And they put, this is kind of like half and half, I think it's half maple. They put a maple cap on the mahogany body in it, and it changes the sound. And I know a lot of people consider it to be a high-end guitar. It's got all coil splits and an out-of-phase switch and stuff, and an odd-shaped neck. But I didn't like it, as I've said. Nobody's come out in support of it, I don't think. I can't remember. So I've actually got... we've got to deal with it, and actually I've got I've got another category, which is meh. I don't know how it's pronounced even, but it's gonna be it's gonna go. We've got another new category here, which means, yeah, I don't really care. Don't care about it very much. There you go. Sorry. If you got one, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me know if you disagree with that. You know, you want me to change that, you just let me know in the comments. Yeah. Just don't be a dick about it, eh? Right, okay. Right, moving on. Yeah, here's another one. Right, the Sterling by Music Man Albert Lee signature. Let's have a look at the clip. You know, another good option. It's a different guitar. You know, if you want something different, and I know I was going on, and we did the, what was it, the Larry Paul, yeah, the Larry Carlton signature series. It was just last week, and you know, from Sire. And my criticism was, you know, they're doing a signature series, but they're not coming up with anything new. They're just making knockoff guitars, copies of those, you know, long-standing designs. And I think that Music Man should absolutely be applauded for doing something different. So it's a weird guitar. I mean, the body shape's nice. I like the body shape. I wasn't a fan of the headstock. There were some really nice things about this guitar, and there were some weird things about it and odd things about it. So I'm going to, this is going to just live there for a little while I need some feedback. Let me know what you think of that. It's Sterling by Music Man Albert Lee. Here's the review. Let me know. Moving on, another great, well, they call it a semi-hollow, the Gretsch G2622 Streamliner. Here's the clip. Yeah, I mean, I think this is quite an inspiring guitar, and I think it could teach me a thing or two, to be honest with you. Amazing value, really, if you think about it. £361 I paid for this. Obviously, you know, you get the logo, the headstock, the authenticity, the vibe that this brings with it. Yeah, I really like this guitar. I'll say it again, £361. That's all it cost for a guitar that really feels good. Feels like more expensive. Needs some fettling. I'm going to do a series upgrading this. I've got some Seymour Duncan Fat Cat P90 pickups that I'm going to put in this, and I'm going to do some new wiring and swap some stuff around, because I think it's a sort of guitar that I really want to make it something, you know, very special. It's a great guitar as it is. You know, I'd just definitely recommend, you know, you could buy it and play it forever and have a lot of enjoyment out of it. For the sake of, you know, your entertainment, I'm going to take it to pieces. But, you know, in the meantime, it's I think it's very, very cool. I think that's going there. I'm just looking at some of the stuff I've done now, and there may be some imbalance there, which we might have to address next time. And if you give me your feedback, that might help. I just see I've put a Casino as very cool, and the Gretsch Streamliner as very, very cool. That probably doesn't work. So, well, that's what I've done. So there you go. Last but not least, let's grab that because it's here. Last week, Christmas Eve, in fact, we reviewed this, another Sire. It's the Larry Carlton T7, which is the Telecaster like. Here's the clip. Nice. Let's just pop a loop down and muck around, shall we? And muck around with the tone control as well, see if we can get some different sounds out of it. This one has convinced me that they knock out some really, really nice guitars, and I would absolutely recommend that you try it. the T7, certainly this model, the classic one, if you're looking for a boutique Telecaster, this fits that bill. A lot of love for that guitar. A lot of love for that guitar. It's so it definitely made me, you know, I need a rethink about the Les Paul that they put out. But as far as the T7, as far as the T7, the Telecaster, I really like it. And I mean, how cool is it? I mean, I don't think we can go mad, because I don't think a Telecaster copy could be especially cool, could it? So I think, I think this is going to reside. It's going to reside in the cool category. There you go. So that's where we are. As I said, a little bit of imbalance maybe. We'll address that at some time in the future. Hopefully next time we do this, we can get some more people in. I had some plans for this one to get you know, some people into you know, maybe just give a little balance on my biased views. But you know, the old COVID's gone mad again, hasn't it? So we, you know, better be safe than sorry is my motto. And yeah, for everyone's benefit, isn't it? So, all right. So that was Cool number 2 roundup. Thank you very much if you're still here. Thanks for sticking with it. That's that, isn't it? So we'll be back next week. If you're an SG lover, we've got something a little bit special that's just been released by Epiphone. I think you know what I mean. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. So come and join us and have a look. And thanks ever so much. Yet again, 10,000 subscribers. Wow, it's amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes, and hopefully you'll stick with us on the journey. Don't forget, don't just rely on YouTube to feed you thumbnails, because as I've said before, it will suddenly decide that you prefer to watch something else. And you might not. So seek it out, you know. Check every Friday I'm releasing films, so you might have to look for them sometimes. So have a look and say, oh, what's Colin been up to lately? Have a look and catch up, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. All right, cheers for now. Ta-ra.